Hello everyone and welcome to our week 11 battle in the IBL. Your New York Empoleon are actually sitting in a pretty decent spot. We do not have a confirmed playoff spot yet, but compared to being 1-4, 6-4 feels amazing. And in fact, if we win this week and another coach, Ben, loses this week, we actually clinch a playoff spot. Still not a seed yet, but a playoff spot, which would actually be really incredible to do that a week early. This is a 12-week season. This is week 11, but we are facing Tone. Wow. We are facing Tone and the Seismatonican Minorities, which is hilarious to me. I think that's just his name on Discord, but it's hilarious. His team name is the Miami Malamarlins, which I also think is an amazing name. So shout outs to Tone for coming up with some absolutely super fun names. And is absolutely terrifying. Like Techno, his team is small. He has drafted fewer mons, which means he can make all the mons really good. Additionally, it does mean that sometimes he ends up with some missing types. And we'll go over that in a second. But his team is Mega Gallade, Clefable, Volcarona, Lurantis, Thunderous Therian Form, Drapion, Seismitoad, Bronzong, and Cinccino. And I am actually going to make a shift. I forgot about Seismitoad, or I didn't. I had prepped to use Z Moonblast, or Z Fairy Z, but I put on Z Water, but then I remembered that he has Seismitoad, and that's not what I want. That's why I'm going to go with Fairy Z. So you guys are going to see some little live editing during the team builder. We are going to stick with what we put in the team builder, or in the team prep, in Showdown, which is Fairy Z. Modest Nature, not max special attack, a little bit of bulk investment in order to be able to take some hits better, including Sludge Wave from a Seismitoad, and Cinccino's a Bullet Seed, so a little bit of bulk investment there. Additionally, we are going to be rocking 4 attacks, though. I did think about going Assault Vest, but the ability to just spam Moonblast with Fairy MZ really does a number to his team. It can do about 95% to a physically defensive Clefable, which is absolutely incredible. If he does decide to go unaware and I get my rocks up, then that just kills it. And if he goes Magic Guard, then it takes it all the way down to about 5%. He can't set up on me. If he goes immediately for a soft boiled, then we just click Moonblast again and he's stuck soft boiling and losing special attack and stuff, and really doesn't gain anything from that, which is pretty good. Additionally, even Volcarona doesn't love taking a Fairy MZ and can't OHKO me with anything. Even at +1, it doesn't OHKO me with anything, and Scald is still doing over 50%, which is super nice. Again, assuming he's not super bulky, but if he's super bulky, then he's not very offensive. Lurantis doesn't outspeed me, so we can Ice Beam that. Thunderous T is really scary and obviously something I switch out on. But we do have the ability to deal with most of his threats. I didn't really say what his Z users were. It came up on the screen though because I forgot to talk about it. Volcarona and Lurantis are his 2 possible Z users. Super scary. But we are going to be able to hit pretty much everything except Bronzong with a Z Moonblast very, very hard. I know Volcarona also resists it, but it's not as bulky as a Bronzong, and so it's not going to be as really resilient to that kind of an attack, and does not want to take that assault, especially if Stealth Rocks are up. Speaking of Stealth Rocks being up, I am bringing Ferrothorn with Stealth Rocks this week. It is going to be Impish, Iron Barbs, and Rocky Helmet. It really deals with the Mega Gallade better, the Lurantis really well. Drapion does not want to click knockoff on this thing as much. Cinccino, this walls Cinccino super hard, just straight up walls Cinccino super hard, which is great. But at the same time, it can become setup fodder for something like the Volcarona, which is why I'm running Thunder Wave on it this week. I have just a little bit of speed to outspeed a min-speed Clefable once it is paralyzed to be able to Iron Head it first, which is exactly what I'm going for. And then Knockoff is good utility. Obviously not my first click with the Mega Gallade sitting there. I do not want to give that thing +1, but it is going to take about 30% if it goes for close combat and take the special attack, or the special defense drop and physical defense drop. And we do have things that outspeed Mega Gallade, so we'll be pretty okay if he does take 30% and just takes close combat to Ferrothorn. But at the same time, obviously, Ferrothorn is really valuable against things like the Cinccino and the Bronzong that really don't touch it at all. So that is the set we're running this week. If he doesn't bring Hidden Power Fire or Focus Blast on Thunderous T, then we're in good shape with that as well. It really doesn't hit me. Lurantis can obviously run Superpower, which is a problem in some regard because he's going to get the attack boost, but we do have the ability to Thunder Wave that, click Knockoff so it gets rid of a Life Orb or something, and go from there. Next up we have our Double Dance Terrakion. I do not play setup. I never do, but we do have a Double Dance Terrakion. Hopefully I can manage to make it work. It's got a Life Orb this week with Adamant Nature, enough speed that when I Rock Polish, it outspeeds a Choice Scarf Cinccino and everything else in his team, and including a modest Volcarona. I believe after, I believe it outspeeds a modest Volcarona at +1, or even at +2. Once I get a Rock Polish up. Swords Dance is there. Again, if I can get a Swords Dance up and he's Magikarp Clefable, then between Close Combat and Poison Jab, I OHKO everything on his team. Straight up. There's nothing that survives one of those two moves. Mega Gallade dies to a Close Combat at +2. Just straight up. I don't care that it resists it, it just dies. Clefable dies to a Poison Jab, Volcarona dies to a Poison Jab, Lurantis dies to a Poison Jab, Thundurus T dies to either one, Drapion dies to a Close Combat, Seismitoad dies to a Close Combat, Bronzong dies to a Close Combat, and Cinccino dies to a Close Combat. So if I can get both Rock Polish and Swords Dance up, we will just be able to sweep if he's not Unaware Clefable. Unaware Clefable takes about 70% for Poison Jab, so we do have to watch out for that, but it is still... I can actually survive a Moonblast if he's uninvested in... if he's max defense, he takes 70% from Poison Jab, and if he's uninvested in Special Attack, I actually can survive a Moonblast at -1. Not all the time, but sometimes. Even after one set of Life Orb Recoil, possibly two, but that's really, really low percentage, so... We'll see what happens. If he's Clefable, if Clefable comes, I just have to set my rocks up and scout and try to figure out if he's Unaware. Which is also why I'm bringing spikes on my Aselgor, which is going to be able to set those up potentially. He does have a couple Defoggers in Volcarona and Lurantis that I have to watch out for, but neither of those really love staring down my Aselgor, which can outspeed either one of them, and potentially just Final Gambit in their face. Bug Buzz is there for general damage, Final Gambit is there for doing a lot of damage really fast, and then Water Shuriken allows me to get some priority on things like the Volcarona, Thundurus T, and potentially other things on his team that need to just be pinged like a Cinccino. Mago Berry gets me my health back, so that Final Gambit does a lot more damage. Because I might be taking 25% every time I switch into rocks, and then switching out, it will allow me to switch into rocks a whole bunch more times, which is actually kind of nice. Additionally, getting more Final Gambit damage off on something. And I do intend for this to just become a sack to something like a weakened Clefable, if push comes to shove, which I think is actually a really useful thing for it. Or force out the Clefable, potentially, either one. If it's starting to set up with Cosmic Powers or Calm Minds, I can just Final Gambit, ping it down a lot, and then bring in my Terrakion, which can pretty much kill, unless I somehow let him get to like +6, which would be really bad. I would not advise letting that happen. Next up is Xatu, which is going to be Choice Scarf this week. It is going to be Timid Nature to make sure it outspeeds a modest Volcarona, as you can... Volcarona maxed out at 152 modest, and then this is at 154. If he does go Timid Volcarona, then I don't outspeed, but Timid Volcarona doesn't do as much, so I'm really scared of modest. Air Slash hits a huge portion of his team really hard. His only resists are Thundurus and Seismitoad. Seismitoad does not like seeing a Giga Drain, and Thundurus does not really appreciate a Psyshock. Other than that, Air Slash Psyshock has just great coverage in general. Psyshock is really only there for a Volcarona that starts setting up with Quiver Dances or Clefable that starts setting up with Calm Minds, allowing me to hit them on the physical side. But otherwise, this is really just a Air Slash spammer. And Magic Bouncer for, I don't know, rocks on Seismitoad or Toxic Spikes on Drapion or something like that. Probably not anything else. Maybe a Toxic from a Clefable if I think that's the set he's going to be running, but this isn't really a switch into Clefable super hard either. I have other answers to Clefable. And lastly, we have Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat this week is going to be rocking Overheat, Will-O-Wisp, Snatch, and Light Screen with the Light Clay. He's got a lot of really strong special attackers that Rotom Heat can switch into, like Clefable, like Thundurus, like Volcarona, like Seismitoad, sort of. I can't really switch into a Seismitoad, but I can have my Rotom Heat, sit there. And then I can burn anything that's physical, like Mega Gallade, Drapion, Cinccino, stuff like that. So being able to switch in, click Snatch on things like the Volcarona or the Clefable to steal their boost, make them tempted not to click it again, and then Light Screen myself to get myself like a ton of defense, and then being able to click Overheat on something, and then Light Screen should allow my Terrakion to set up. That is kind of the goal, is to bring this Rotom Heat in, click Light Screen, get 8 turns of Light Screen, maybe something like Volcarona's in, and I snatch away a Quiver Dance. He doesn't go for it again. Instead, he goes for another move or switches out. I click Light Screen. I switch into my Terrakion, which has the Light Screen in front of it, and then can set up 2+2+2, and then win the game. That is sort of the plan. Do I expect it to work? I don't know if it's going to work. I think Snatch Rotom's really fun, so I'm going to try it, but I've got options, I've got chances to make this happen. We are going to get right into this battle, so we'll see what happens. I'm rambling at this point because I'm nervous, if you guys couldn't tell, about the way this battle is going to go, because I feel prepped, but I also feel like it could go horribly wrong and none of my strats could work. But I feel like that all the time. So anyway, I will see you guys back here in a second with that battle, so one sec. Welcome back, everyone. Here we go. We're going to get started. I don't know how long Tone takes in his intros, but we are going to use this time for ourselves. Never mind. We're just going to jump right into it. So you can see my team on the screen and his team that I'm expecting him to bring as well. And go check out Tone. His link is in the description below. And I hope you guys are ready. His team, he does have the Cinccino. He does have the Clefable. So no Lurantis, I do appreciate. What did I put there that he does not have? The Volcarona. Okay. So no Volcarona, instead he brings the Cinccino, which is fine. Ferrothorn, pretty much hard wall Cinccino, but it does do a lot of work for the rest of my team, so I totally get why he brought it. For that reason, obviously. Let me just slap that in there. And he doesn't have either of his 2 Z users, which is interesting, and no Bronzong, which I am perfectly okay with. So, okay. Now, no Z users, no Bronzong. Probable leads, he could lead Drapion. It handles pretty much anything that I would try to lead with. He could lead Thundurus if he's expecting me to lead with Rotom Heat, or if he has coverage for the Ferrothorn. My best leads are either going to be Rotom Heat or Ferrothorn. If he leads Seismitoad, I can just go out into my Xatu. Although if I lead Pharaoh, he's probably not going to lead... he's probably going to lead something that's going to threaten the Pharaoh, which could be Mega Gallade, and it could be Thundurus. As a result, I'm just going to lead Rotom Heat. I think it's my safest lead because I expect him to expect me to lead Pharaoh. I do want to get at least some entry hazards up and scout if it is Magic Guard or Unaware Clefable. Definitely want to know that because that is going to dictate a lot of my game strategy and how I whittle that down. Now, what I definitely don't want him to do is start setting up with the Clefable. Does Snatch? I probably shouldn't be asking this question mid-battle. My Rotom does have Snatch on it. Does Snatch steal Stealth Rocks? I think it only steals boosting moves. Which, there's the Cinccino. I just want to check Snatch really quick. Yeah, I'm not sure. But that's Cinccino. We can just go straight into Pharaoh here. He really doesn't threaten it at all. And I do not want to lose Rotom to a Rock Blast right here, right now. 0%. Really just don't want to lose Rotom. Ferrothorn from Cinccino. Yeah, Rock Blast's doing 13%. Bullet Seed's doing 5%. Tail Slap's doing 20%. And he takes Rocky Helmet and Iron Barbs every turn, or every slap. So I don't think he's going to go for Tail Slap right here. I think Rock Blast is his play, or a switch, if he's expecting my Ferrothorn to come in here. But getting my rocks up would be amazing, and that would obviously be the first thing I click here. So we're going to see, does he just go for the Rock Blast? And if so, then Ferrothorn's going to take about 10%. Goes for the knockoff. Okay. So does a bit more damage to me than he would have otherwise, and gets rid of my Rocky Helmet. But does take a lot of damage in the process, and if he's got Hidden Power Fire and is running a special set, then cool. But it doesn't look like he's doing that. Based on how much damage, that did like 50. Why did that do so much? Did that crit? I didn't even see a crit. I don't think he crit me. That's more than crit damage. So is he banded? For it to do that much damage, I don't know why I made it +1. I didn't mean to do that. Choice Band, I meant to do Adamant. That's, like, okay. I have no idea. But, we are going to click Stealth Rock here. And I think he might be banded. So, we're going to go Choice Band? Question mark? And he does go immediately out into Thundurus. Now, this could have Defog, and I don't think he wants these rocks up. I don't really love my Ferrothorn in against a Thundurus. Rotom can come back in here if I want it to, which I think I do. It doesn't love Focus Blast, but it is a max special defense Rotom, so it can take it. And if he goes for a Defog, then he goes for a Defog. And if he goes for the Focus Blast, he could miss. He doesn't miss. Yeah, we are okay with that. And let's take a look at how much damage that did from a Thunderous Focus Blast. Did max special attack damage, but like not specs or anything. So he could go for a nasty plot here. I could snatch that. I could definitely snatch that. Or I can just set up a light screen. Do I reveal the snatch now? When there's a good chance he switches out. I'm gonna go for light screen. He could definitely nasty plot in my face right here. And I didn't click snatch. But the light screen will allow me to survive that and then go for an overheat next turn. And rocks are up. This is his only defogger he brought. He didn't bring the Volcarona or the Lurantis. So I'm actually not even... Does Thunderous learn? Jeez, I don't know anything about any of the mons today. Does Thunderous get defog? I don't actually know if it does. Whoops. Yeah, it does. So there's another Focus Blast, which we will survive. And we're going to get up a light screen here. And this is where I might just be able to go into my Terrakion, which is going to take a Thunderous T Focus Blast. Or Grass Knot behind a light screen, which takes just under 50%. But I don't OHKO it. I don't OHKO the Thunderous. I could switch out into my Aselgor and not sack Rotom quite yet, since Rotom still outspeeds Clefable, still has the Snatch and stuff. So Aselgor is a pretty decent switch in here, but I don't love that it's going to take a lot of damage. I could also go out into my Xatu and kind of scout if he's Scarfed, potentially. I think, because the final Gambit's really big, so I'm actually going to think, I think Rotom's going to go down here. He has landed 2 Focus Blasts, and if he is Scarfed, then he's going to have to go for Focus Blast again. I mean, Focus Blast is his best way to hit the Rotom as well. And again, he could set up a nasty plot here. There's another Focus Blast. He lands all 3. Look at this guy. Alright. Well, if he's Scarfed, and he crits me this time, so we've got Thunderous, T kills Rotom Heat with Focus Blast, X3. I didn't write that. So he could be Scarfed, and I do have the light screen up for 6 more turns, so I can go into my Terrakion, I can go for a Rock Polish Swords Dance. There's a very small chance Focus Blast 2 it KOs, but if it doesn't, and his Clefable isn't unaware, then I win. And that's just that. And if his Clefable is unaware, then I get kills somewhere. I think, you know what, I want to do it. I could lose this game. This could be a huge misplay, and I could definitely lose this game right here. But I think it'd be fun, and he can miss a Focus Blast. And if he misses a first Focus Blast, and I've got the light screen up, then we're guaranteed to survive the next one, and I can set up my Swords Dance. And if he is Magic Guard Clefable, then I win. He could also crit a Focus Blast, or get a Spadef drop, or something, and that could just ruin my day. My heart is pounding. I don't know if you guys can hear it. You might be able to with the microphone. It might be picking it up. It's pounding right now, but this is the chance that I wanted to set up for myself. Get that light screen up, get in against something like a Thunderous. He can miss a Focus Blast. He's hit 3 in a row. And if he switches out, I don't know what comes in. Rock Polish allows me to outspeed a Scarfed Thunderous. Guaranteed. It outspeeds a Scarfed Cinccino, which is faster, I think. Because this is only the 101 speed of Thunderous. And again, if he's Magic Guard, Clefable, not unaware, then Poison Jab will kill after Swords Dance. And if he's not a... I mean, he could be a super bulky Gallade, I guess. That's an option. Man, I don't think you guys understand. I am so nervous right now. Oh, I am so nervous. He's going to switch out. What are you going to? Ariella. Magic Guard. It's unaware. Okay. Well, given that it's unaware, we do still have the light screen up. I am just going to click Poison Jab at this point. And not worry about the Swords Dance quite yet. Because this will still do about 70%. We don't have a Spadef drop from a close combat at all yet. And Poison Jab can damage everything. And I don't have to take too many Moonblasts. Now I do have the light screen up. So Moonblast without investment is doing about 30%. And Poison Jab, that's at +2 to Magic Guard, but he's unaware. So he's doing about 57 to 60% if he is max defense bold. If he ran Spadef invested, then we're looking at closer to 90%. Either way, outpacing any leftovers recovery and soft-boiled shenanigans that he wants to try. And potential to poison. 30% chance to poison this. And we know he's unaware, which means that he's just going to go down in 2. Now, if he does get his Gallade in without me being able to get a Swords Dance up, then I do have to deal with that. I do have to switch out later and bring this back in, and I won't have the light screen in order to get my full setup. But we do have the Poison Jab to take on this Clefable. Like I said, Moonblast is not as scary as it could be. He's going to go for the Protect. A Swords Dance there would have been wild. But between Protect and 2 leftover recoveries, he could Toxic. Toxic is fine. If he goes for a Wish here, I'm just going to Swords Dance. I know that he's going to have to Protect, and I know it's still going to be unaware, so it's not going to do more, but then I set up for the rest of his team. And he could go out into something here if he wants to. Drapion would take this, since I didn't set up a Swords Dance there. And technically Drapion could survive both a Poison Jab and a Close Combat without a boost. But we're going to go for this Poison Jab. And that is pretty physically bulky. We get the Poison. And Wish here. Wish here. Wish. Okay. So now we know he has to Protect. He has to Protect. He has no choice but to Protect. And even if he doesn't, we take 30%. We click Swords Dance. And then the Clefable is going to survive 1. He's going to be able to get a Moonblast off no matter what. We still have 3 turns of Light Screen. So we click Swords Dance here. If he goes for a Moonblast, that's just an incredible prediction on his part. But I don't even know why you're taking this long with this move. He's probably upset that I am. He's confirming that I'm like Clay, which I am. And so we do have 3 more turns, which means if he does Protect, we go Poison Jab into Poison Jab. And yeah, there's the Protect. So again, he's gaining nothing from this, because of the poison especially. And so we are going to be able to set up Swords Dance here, and should be able to take out everything on his team. So yeah, he gets his Wish back, and he's going to take a little bit of poison damage. We know he's unaware, so he is going to be able to survive this, but we still have this light screen up for 2 more turns. And he can't Protect this turn. I mean, he can if he wants to Protect this turn, but he is actually not gaining health out of this, as we can see, since he started at full, and he's now down to 75%. I can pull up the HP bar if I want to, but it should be that this Togekiss, what? Clefable should survive. It should, and then everything else should die. This should be able to take 1 here. He could Wish and Protect again, and really just stall out the rest of my light screen. Although, actually, Wishing plus Poison, it's going to be close. The roll's going to be close. So he may just go straight for a Moonblast. The Double Protect doesn't gain him anything. Again, if he's a bulky Gallade, and I mean like pretty bulky, then he can take a Close Combat potentially. Close Combat after rocks to an uninvested Gallade does over 100%. And we do not take out the Clefable. We do take a little bit of Life Orb. He goes straight for the Moonblast here. But we do still have the light screen up. Now, do you die? Because otherwise I have to take another turn of Life Orb, which is annoying. So Poison kills the Clefable. So we're going to go with Clefable dies to Poison, Jab, Poison. And say from Terrakion. And we outspeed everything, including a Scarf Cinccino. And the rest of this should be able to be close combated to death. Apparently, +2 Life Orb, max attack adamant. Terrakion does, to an undefensively invested Cinccino, does 578 to 681%. So, it's going to be a roll. We're going to have to be careful with the Cinccino. But Scarf Cinccino doesn't outspeed. Thundurus does not outspeed. Scarf Thundurus doesn't outspeed. Drapion doesn't outspeed. Seismitoad doesn't outspeed. And Gallade does not outspeed. Now, if he does go like Drapion sacks it, Seismitoad sacks it, Gallade, and survives, or goes for Shadow Sneak at like -2 after some Life Orb, then maybe. But that's not what he's doing. So, Mega Gallade. I mean, there's no reason to switch out at this point. I'm not going to get another chance to set up. He needs, like, a lot of investment in order to survive after rocks. So, we are going to go for the Close Combat. And it should kill. And if it doesn't kill, he can Drain Punch back a lot of HP, and we're still in this battle. I mean, this is not over yet, by any means. But he does need to be very, very bulky to survive that. He does survive it. He is very, very bulky. So we're going to lose a little bit of HP. He's going to go for the Drain Punch, and that should take me out. So he does survive it. Okay. So Mega Gallade kills Terrakion with Drain Punch. And that is why, that's why I was not ready for this game to be called over yet. Mega, this is written wrong, unaware, and leftovers. Okay, so I have Xatu, which can come in here for free. It's Scarfed, it outspeeds. I can go into my Aselgor and click Bug Buzz, which should definitely take out the Gallade. I know he just survived that, but from where it's at, I don't see Mega Gallade surviving a Bug Buzz. That was probably a roll even from where he was. And he's at 25%. Max HP, max special defense takes 25%. So that is my best play, is to go out into my Aselgor here, which doesn't reveal that I'm Scarfed on my Xatu. Can't miss. I could miss an Air Slash, and that would just be annoying, so we are going to go straight for a Bug Buzz. He could switch out. For sure. Could definitely switch out. Bug Buzz is going to hurt whatever switches in, though. It's unfortunate that Terrakion... See, that's why I never use setup. I'm so bad at setup, guys. I knew that his Gallade was going to come in. I knew it was going to be able to survive. I just had this feeling. I was like, oh, he's going to prep. He's going to prep for this. But I think that even then, it was probably a roll with the amount of HP it left him at. And I don't think if this didn't survive, then we were going to have to deal with the rest of this battle. But now Thundurus is actually a major problem, especially if it's Scarfed. Thundurus, T... with Thunderbolt, guaranteed 2 KO on my Aselgor, sets off my Mago Berry sometimes, not all the time. He's going to switch out. He's going to go out into Quetzalcoatl. That is the Thundurus. I think we saw that earlier. And so at this point, we're going to get a little Bug Buzz off here. And I think he was Scarfed. I'm like reasonably sure that he's scarfed. T-Bolt's going to be scary to my team. I don't want to lose my Aselgor yet. I think Aselgor still has a lot of value. How much do you do to a Primarina with a scarfed Thunderbolt? Thunderbolt does not one-shot a Primarina, which makes me sort of just want to go for my Pharaoh. Sack that at this point. Although then Cinccino becomes a massive threat. It's still very healthy. And I'm not running Focus Blast on Aselgor. The other option is just going for Final Gambit at this point. Since he should set off my berry most of the time. He doesn't always set off my berry though. And if he doesn't, then I get basically nothing on this. I have to kind of run off the assumption that he's scarfed, and I have to kind of run off the assumption that he's going to go for a Thunderbolt here. Which is what I'm going to do. I hate that. I hate that I have to make that assumption. Volt Switch. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's scarfed here. Now, Mega Gallade can come in, which is really unfortunate. And there it is. Now, he's likely to go for a Drain Punch, because he kind of needs the health back. But he's probably not as invested, because he was bulky. So I don't think he's max attack. Drain Punch still... I mean, no attack does not kill, but with any attack it does. And Pharaoh's really important for the Cinccino. So I could go out into my... I'm going to go back into Aselgor here. The other switch would have been Prim. But if he has Thunder Punch, then I just don't want to do that. Plus I can still survive a Thunderbolt from a... So he gets a little bit of health back from that. A little bit more than I wanted him to. At this point, it's either go for a Final Gambit or set up spikes to try to whittle things down. Final Gambit could take out the Thundurus from here. Doesn't take out the Drapion or Seismitoad. Could take out the Cinccino depending on his investment. Puts it in a range to not be as much of a threat later. Could take out the Mega Gallade. I'm going to go for Final Gambit. We'll see what he goes into. Scarlet. That is the Drapion. Okay. Bug Buzz would have been the preferred play there, but we'll Final Gambit here. And just bring that down by quite a bit. And be able to go into Xatu at this point. He got Black Sludge? Okay. Xatu can come in. I can go for an Air Slash. Yeah, I'll go for an Air Slash. What do I have to lose? Sort of. You know, I feel like the second his Gallade survived, this battle was an uphill state. You know, we still have a shot. Don't get me wrong. Prim is the potential, you know, pulling it back, Mon. Ferrothorn can straight up wall Cinccino as needed. So we are going to take out Drapion. So I didn't write down that Aselgor dies to Final Gambit, and then Xatu kills Drapion with Air Slash. If he goes Thunderous here, then I switch out into Pharaoh, which I don't love because I just did it, and he knows I have to do it. He does go Thundy. Well, do I have to do it? Probably. He probably just Thunderbolts and destroys me, or even just Volt Switches and destroys me. If I let this go down, then I have nothing that outspeeds Mega Gallade. And this still outspeeds Cinccino if he's not Scarfed. And I think he's banded. And one more switch into Rocks from Thundurus, and we're okay. So I am going to go into Pharaoh. If he makes that play and goes for the Focus Blast and lands all of his Focus Blast this entire game, then, like, you know, good job, you did it. But there's the Thunderbolt. And we do have a chance to click Knockoff here, which can be really valuable on anything that comes in. And I do think he switches out, because I do think he's Scarfed. Oh, he's Focus Blast, and he lands every Focus Blast. He's not Scarfed, though. He's not Scarfed, he took out the Drapion. So, Thundurus, T kills Ferrothorn with Focus Blast. How much does a Psyshock should kill from here? Does 50% to Cinccino. Okay, well, we have to go into Xatu here, and I think we have to click Psyshock. If he goes out into Seismitoad, then I have to switch out. If he goes into Cinccino, then I have to stay in. If he goes to Mega Gallade, then I kill it. But this may come down to Scarfed Xatu going for Air Slash and hoping for some flinches, which we know is never going to work for me. Like, we're all very confident that it's not going to work. So we're going to go for a Psyshock. We know he's not Scarfed. And that's going to take out this. So Xatu kills Thundurus T with Psyshock. Cinccino can come in here. Seismitoad can come in here. I think the big thing is if Cinccino comes in, I have to go into Primarina and then hard switch back into my Xatu. But I think he's banded. Man, why did that close combat not kill? What investment do you need? What investment do you require? Max HP Gallade has a 50% chance to die after rocks from a close combat. I don't know what investment he's running. I'm going to ask him after the game, but, like, man, bulky Mega Gallade shows up and survives. Wild. If I had gone for another Swords Dance, oh, man. I just didn't. I mean, I knew. In my head, I was like, he's going to have bulky Mega Gallade. But in my body, I was like, no, like, this is my chance. I'm going to prove to the world that I know how to use a setup mon. 50%, guys, if he's max HP with no defense investment. And to get him down to 1 HP is just a bad roll. No matter what, it's almost never true that something that has 1 HP survives. Like, was not a roll. So out comes the Seismitoad. And that is me switching into Primarina. That's what that sound is. He knows that I'm Scarfed into Psyshock, because I outsped the Thundurus. So he knows I'm going to switch out. If he gets rocks up here, that'd be crazy, but I don't think he does that. Sludge Bomb, so he does predict this. We actually take that pretty fine. And he does go get Leftovers Recovery. Now I have Energy Ball. Where's my Primarina set? There we go. to a Seismitoad. Z Moonblast does kill. Z Moonblast kills. Energy Ball kills. Energy Ball, I think, is the safer play. He does outspeed me, but that Sludge Bomb does like very little damage, so I'm not super worried about it. If he goes into Cinccino, that's the thing, is like he's not going to switch into Cinccino right here. Why would he? Bullet Seed kills. So I think I just click Energy Ball, which should kill the Gallade from this range. And but the problem is, if Energy Ball doesn't kill the Gallade from this range, then I'm in trouble. But Energy Ball does more to Seismitoad, so I'm going to go for it. He's going to switch out. If he goes into Cinccino, there's a chance. And if I had clicked Moonblast, if I had clicked Z Moonblast, then I would be really confident right now. Oh, what these rolls? What are these rolls? Oh my god! Okay, I think you're banded. How much does Xatu do to a Mega Gallade with Giga Drain? I can't go into Xatu here. Tail Slap. That's gonna take me out. So Cinccino kills Primarina with Tail Slap. I think my only hope is there's sort of two. Is that he's not teching Thunder Punch on his Mega Gallade, and he's not super specially bulky with his Seismitoad. Because that would allow him to survive Giga Drain. We know he has a lot of investment in his Gallade, though, in terms of like HP or something. Giga Drain's only doing like 17 to 20%. Ice Punch kills. So if I lock myself into Giga Drain, I just don't. But if I lock myself into Air Slash, I have to hit 3 of them and get 2 flinches on the Seismitoad. Well, I don't have to Oko the Seismitoad. I don't have to Oko the Seismitoad. Which makes... Well, it depends on his investment. Whether Air Slash or Psyshock or Giga Drain is my best play here. Psyshock does not miss. Psyshock does kill the Gallade, and it kills this Cinccino. I don't know what he's running on his Seismitoad. We know it's special with Sludge Bomb. Does he have Ice Beam? Perhaps. But if Gallade has Ice Punch, or Thunder Punch, then he straight up wins the game, probably. And yet Giga Drain still feels like the play to me. I have to click Giga Drain. I have to click Giga Drain. Xatu kills Cinccino with Giga Drain. Gallade's going to take Stealth Rocks. It's not going to get Drain Punch recovery because I'm going to go first. It depends on his investment. And I don't know what his investment is. He goes out into the... He goes straight out into it. We go for the Giga Drain. We're locked in. Rock Slide, lands it. And we survive! And we survive! Does he have the Shadow Sneak? Probably. If he's not running max speed, then he probably has the Shadow Sneak here. He's taking a second. He took a second. Okay. Xatu kills Mega Gallade with Giga Drain. Seismitoad, what's your investment? Little bit of Stealth Rock. Little chip Stealth Rock. If you're not max special defense, this kills. Doesn't kill. We do get a bunch of HP back, though. Scald? How much special attack are you? Oh, you don't kill! Oh, no way! Oh my god, what a game this has been! What an absolutely absurd game this has been! Holy cow, Xatu! Okay, so I thought Terrakion was going to set up and sweep. No, Xatu just picks up 5 kills! With Giga Drain. Oh my god, Xatu, what was that? Oh my god, I can't. Oh, great game to Tone. Wow, I cannot with this game right now. I'm gonna go take a nice long hot shower and... Whoa! Okay, so, what did we learn? Gold doesn't know how to set up with Mons successfully. He knows how to predict a team is going to bring a bulky Mega Gallade for no reason, other than to avoid a potential Terrakion sweep, but is obviously not going to prep for Scarf Xatu. Because who preps for Scarf Xatu? Nobody, but I keep bringing it. It keeps killing things. 5 kills for Xatu this week. Oh my god. I can't believe we took the Rock Slide. I can't believe we got the Giga Drain recovery to take a Scald. That was insane. So go check out Tone's side of the battle. He was, oh my god, what a great guy. What a great prep this was. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly, wow, I certainly had an emotional roller coaster. Damage rolls and Xatu and holy cow. Mega Gallade with Rock Slide. I don't know what his investment was. I'll have to ask him after the battle, but or like at some point. But if he had like max attack Adamant or max attack, yeah, max attack Jolly, max attack Adamant would guarantee kill. Max attack Jolly is a 50% chance to kill. If he's not, you know, but I have no idea what his investment was, so I don't know what the roll was. But it may have been another 50%. Wild. This game, absolutely wild. Okay, so. What does that tell us? We have a 6-game winning streak. We are 7-4. We have 1 game left of the regular season, but if this is how it's going to be, I'm going to stress myself out. We have 1 game left of the regular season. If Ben loses, we've just clinched our spot. If Ben wins, then technically we don't clinch until next week if we win or Ben loses. Or, at that point, Garchomp, Austin loses as well. So, go check out Tone's side of the video. Link is in the description below. It always is. I am going to, I don't know, take a shower. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.